Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. It is Tuesday the 14th of October. Only a few days till Celtic get back to business. The international break has to be the worst. The October one is always the hardest one because it is a solid 2 weeks away from football. And Brendan Rodgers will be praying and hoping that when everyone does return to Celtic Park by the tail end of this week, Thursday, it'll be a case of who's fit and who's not. I see that Kieran Tierney's been getting a lot of stick for his performances, as has Tony Ralston. Tony Ralston getting stick, and he's one player that seems to always gets picked for Scotland. But anyway, I didn't watch the Scotland game, so I'm not going to comment on it. And Tony Ralston was getting stick. It's probably the season he's got ahead of him. Anyway, we move on. There's a lot of speculation today about goalkeeper chat. Yeah, you can tell it's that international break week, isn't there? There's a few Celtic blogs talking about goalkeepers, and one in particular. I just noticed I missed an O in the. It's probably quite. Anyway, would it be a good deal to get Pope to Celtic? Nick Pope is the Newcastle reserve goalkeeper who did play against Celtic this summer. If you remember, there was a pre-season friendly on the 19th of July at Celtic Park. It wasn't a big attendance, but Celtic won 4-0, and Newcastle were only back in training a week. They said the game came too early. There was an Arnie Engels penalty, there was a Johnny Kenny goal, there was a Yang goal, and there was a Liam Scales goal also. The fact that Dyson Maeda played that game, and there was a big goal scorer, a great big goal scorer for Celtic came on in the second half, but then Celtic sold him just a couple of weeks later. It's about a month later, wasn't it, that they sold Adam Ida. How you would miss Adam Ida just now? I mean, I would give. Would you give 10 million to get Adam Ida back? No, not at all. I mean, we made a 3 million loss for him, but anyway, he is gone. The goalkeeper for Newcastle that day, it was Celtic 4, Newcastle United 0, if you remember right. It was the 19th of July this year. With nearly 20 minutes played, Celtic took the lead through an own goal. Kind of says it all, isn't it? Celtic are after him. Hurrah. Dyson Maeda was fouled in the middle of the park, but after his relentless running towards the keeper, it ended up ricocheting. It was an own goal. But anyway, the talk is that Celtic may go in for him this summer, so that's why there was the poll question. Do you think it would be a good idea to get Pope at Celtic? Because let's face it, we have a number one at Celtic whose time is up at the end of the season. I still think that it will be there's some amount of AI Celtic pish floating about on YouTube as no Big Des, not I couldn't be Des, I've not got time for that shite. I've not got time for that. I'm far too busy to do an AI channel again. If I was going to do an AI Celtic channel, it would be, everybody thinks it's easy, do you know what I mean? Leave them to it. Why do you think I stopped it nearly 4 years ago now? Because I've got to apologise. Nah, it's definitely not me. I wouldn't do another Celtic one. I think the Celtic, that's the conversation for another. I think that the Celtic fan media thing is congested enough. And why is that lagging slightly? I think that the whole Celtic fan media thing is, people see, forget it. Let's get on with the real good topic. Nick Pope, who played for Newcastle that day back in July. 4 goals went past him. There's a couple of Celtic podcasts. One that I'm not too sure about, because they do put a lot of, they seem to be a bit over indulgence in Rangers content also. But with the number of errors that Kasper Schmeichel has made, it's always going to be a case that Celtic they will know that Kasper Schmeichel will not be here at the end of this current season. At 38-year-old, he knows he's at the later stages of his career, as was Joe Hart, who I think Joe Hart was a better keeper. But with Sinisalo sitting in the wings waiting, Sinisalo needs someone to be putting a bit of pressure on him. And would the likes of Nick Pope coming in from Newcastle, can Celtic get him for a good enough price to put that pressure on Sinisalo? Or should Celtic be promoting someone through the youth team? I don't think there's a goalkeeper that's ready at the moment to make that step up. Certainly to be a decent B team, not a B team, backup keeper. So it's no wonder that Celtic are looking for another keeper. But who will they get in is the big question. Anyway, Dies Maida, he is obviously out injured. Brendan Rodgers will be hoping that it was nothing too serious when we get him back. And it's just one of those just boring days before everyone gets back to training, isn't there? Celtic have even been quiet on their media. They've been putting stuff out on Facebook and stuff, but not putting out on YouTube. Major concern for B team football. That game was on Friday night, was it not? Or was it when was the East Fife game? Celtic East Fife. It was ages ago. People talking about that. The B team at Celtic's ghost. We do not have the players in the B team that are ready. I tell you one thing. This summer, my glasses are getting the light off that screen. When you look at this next summer coming up, I mean, we're talking about all the things that are going wrong at Celtic at the moment. If you think that the summer that we just had was a disaster, pray for next summer, because with an incoming new manager, Sinisalo can't get a game buzz. We don't have 3 keepers, says Jim McClarty. He doesn't get a game because Kasper Schmeichel has got the number 1 shirt, and says that Sinisalo hasn't let us down. Chubbo says he hasn't let us down, and he's not. I think he's good enough keeper to take over from Kasper when he does retire. Craig Gordon and Scott Bain were the last Scottish goals you had. Could it be the fact that we're looking at an English goalkeeper? Is there about to be a change in tactics at Celtic? A change in tactics when it comes to player recruitment? And if it does, what does it say for the standard of the player that could be coming through Celtic in the future? Because I think we can safely say that we've burnt our bridges with the Japanese market. Any player in Japan now will be looking at Celtic and going, nah, not a chance. I'm not going there to waste my time. So what does it say for transfer policy going forward when you look at next summer? I really like the name Nick Pope. Come on. Yeah, it would be great to have Pope in goals, eh? It would be great, but I think his valuation, the worry for me is he was valued at ringing is he not rated about 10 million at one point? Did Newcastle not pay big money for him, if I remember? I can't remember, I don't know. He was valued at 20 million in 2023. 20 million. He's now got a valuation around about 7 million. And his contract runs out. This is why Celtic's getting linked with him. His contract runs out in the summer. So there you have it. Just like Celtic, to go and get a freebie. I mean, we paid 1 million for Sinisalo, who's turned out to be a good keeper. But for Nick Pope, he's 33-year-old, man. Oh, please no. Please God, no. I never realised he was 33. He's bound to have made his money at Newcastle and stuff and over the years, doesn't he? He started his career at Charlton Athletic. Went to Burnley. And then was sold to Newcastle for big money. Aldershot. Ipswich under the 18s. He's not had a great career, I'm going to say. And if that's the standard that we're going for, Jesus. Celtic's going down a slippy road, like a slippy road. They must know that. And I'm beginning to wonder, did the Celtic board get on the buzzer? Why is that light so red tonight? Light's off your red. It's off your red tonight. Oh, well, that's a bit better. Why was it so red? Back to normal. Crazy ass lights. When you look at his career, I don't think that if that's the standard that we're going to go for as a keeper, I think we're in trouble. I mean, when you look at the teams that he's played for since he's came through, Ipswich Town, Bury Town, it reads like a 1980s Bury Town 0, Charlton 1, Wellington Town, Wellington United 2, Charlton 0, Aldershot 0, Charlton 1, York City. He played for York City. He's not had a great career, I've got to say. If this is the road that Celtic are going down, and if this is the experience level, we're fucked. We are truly fucked. It's a bad. Don't go looking up this goalkeeper, because you would just sit and think, oh, fuck me. We're just not going to spend any money next year, are we? My goodness. I mean, for York City to Bury back to Charlton. He was at Charlton quite a lot throughout his career. No, Charlton loaned him out to everybody, that's why. He was pumped out on loan more than Cameron Carter-Vickers. And that's saying something. I mean, Cameron Carter-Vickers, what did he have? Six or seven clubs that he was pumped out to? I mean, this guy's went from Charlton, he's went to Harrowborough, Wellington, Aldershot, York City, Charlton, Bury, Burnley. Well, I suppose it's about the same, but Jesus, that's a long period of time that he's been getting. Cambridge United, there's another one, Cambridge United. Fuck's sake. I don't want him at Celtic. I'm voting no. I don't think that... I mean, the fact that we put 4 past him doesn't... I mean, we paid $5 million for a keeper and we let him walk for nothing. I'm not wanting a 30... If he's coming in as backup to give you that bit of experience. Experience in what? Experience in travel. Anyway, let's jump into something. Baz, why are you getting upset? We won't sign him. Let's start this rumour. Who started the rumour? There's a couple of the Celtic fan media podcasts. Not podcasts, but websites. Fuck it. There's a couple of fan media. That's all I'm saying. Typical Lolwell and Co. There must be 100,000 goalkeepers around the world and we're stuck with a pensioner. I know. Pope was good about 4 years ago, says Lemon. I've no idea. I've never really watched English football or that, so not interested in it. And I think that if that is the route that Celtic are to go down, I mean, I take it he was good when he was at Burnley then, because he went from Burnley to Newcastle in 2022. And he went for big money. Anyway, let's hope that Celtic do not buy him. And let's hope that Sinisalo does get the nod in the next year. Other than that, it's a case of sit and wait until all the players get back. So let's end that poll. We're at 130. See if we can get 150 votes. See if we can get 150 votes to this poll tonight. Right, we're going to jump. It's that time of night. I've been on for 15 minutes. It's all a load of shite, says Joseph. Oh, fucking load of shite. Schmeichel will retire in the summer, I think. He won't want to go out in a slump like Hart. Did Joe Hart go out in a slump? Wouldn't you say that a double's quite good to go out on? Treble the year before? Oh, it was a double. No, it was a treble here because Joe Hart went out on a treble. Don't think Joe Hart was not successful in his last year. He went out with a treble. But as the new Adidas merchandise, we were hard to boycott. I don't know about the special edition stuff that comes out on the 16th, 17th. You've seen the sneak preview. I don't rate it. With a funny little logo and then Celtic underneath it. Or if you're talking about the other new merch that was sneaked into the superstore, the leisure wear, yeah, you're right. I'm not even going to talk about that because it's still too raw for people. We definitely need change regardless. I think we need change. Well, we're going to have to. I mean, Sinisalo's going to come in and be our number one, and I think he'll be a fantastic number one. When you look at a backup keeper, I mean, you can understand why Celtic are looking at him, but is he prepared to take a massive wage drop? He's 33-year-old. I think he's at that stage where he's made money. He's probably had a big payday at Newcastle. He's bound to, I mean, if he was sold for the best part of 15 million or whatever it was, he's going to be on big money in Newcastle. They do pay big wages, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Well, I'm going to say I never watch English football, says Danny. Yeah, me too. Anyway, can we move on, says Joseph. Yes, let's move on. And we'll close that poll. We do need 1 vote. 2 votes. 2 votes for the poll. 3 votes, actually. It's just changed. So if we can get 3 votes in, we will close the poll and we'll move on. We need 2 votes now. 2 more people to vote. And then we can end that ridiculous poll about getting Nick Pope to Celtic. It would be great for going to Ibrox. Taking the Pope to Ibrox. Pope's on the bench at Ibrox. Get it in there. And there we go, 150. And the poll has ended. Do you think we'll lose players in January, says Lemon? Most definitely. Most definitely. You're going to lose. Well, I think Dyson Maeda may go, he may not. I think that Celtic will try and hold on to him till the summer, which I think will be a ridiculous thing to do. They'll definitely get rid of Yang. Yang's only at Celtic on default. Don't know if Celtic sent him packing. It'll be interesting to see whether a certain side come back in for Yang. I doubt it, since they just said, look, the deal's done. It's not going to get done in time. Better off with the Vatican Pope. Yeah, that'd be better. McCowan needs to hurry up as he's 28. Luke McCowan. I don't think that Luke McCowan's ever going to be a player that's... He's going to be a Peter Grant type player for us. He'll be here for the next couple of years, and I don't think that he'll progress much further. I mean, could he be as good as a sort of... Could he get to the levels of sort of Stuart Armstrong type thing? That's the level that you're kind of looking at and being at, isn't it? These Japanese players are one-season wonders. Ooh. Well, when you look at the amount of time that Dyson Maeda played for Celtic his first season. I think he only played around about just over a dozen games for Celtic in his first season. Kyogo obviously hit the ground running and was a success. If you look at Rio Hatate, none of them can lace Naka's boots. Interestingly enough, there's a Nakamura that's in the current team. Does anyone know sure? No, Joseph, that's the thing. I don't think that Celtic even knew. I think that it was... Nobody knows. This is the thing. Nobody knows. And there's been nothing leaked about the team that Dyson was going to go to. We know that we rejected the bid of 8.75 million from Bolton in the July, way early in the transfer window. And we never went back into talks, and you're waiting at that point for a big bid coming in for Dyson. Maybe the big bid was there, but Celtic went, no, we can't sell you. We've lost too many players. I think that there was always, the writing was on the wall for Dyson as soon as we sold Nico Kuhn. It was always going to be difficult for Celtic to sell to their big stars. When you look at Celtic, generally don't sell two big stars in a window. They never have done. They don't need, financially they don't need to. What I'd like to see Celtic doing going forward, and I mean everyone's talking about change, and change at the hierarchy, change in the backroom. I think that we need people in the club that is going to give the club stability. I think that we need to change the word change from what we're trying to get out of Celtic to stability. And I don't mean stability within people sitting up on the board. I mean stability in a manager that gets to bring in the players he wants. Stability in the players coming to Celtic, not sold, come to Celtic and we'll sell you in 2 years for a fantastic bit of cash. The green screen's moving. Oh, it's that time of night. Hanover Baz, that's what I heard. Hanover? As in Hanover? Paul Cassidy, Hanover what? Sing along is way better. Sing along. Oi, oi, oi. Sing along. Hopefully all our international players will come back okay. It's a big ask, isn't it? I think that we all know that Dyson's carrying some kind of injury. Did he have the injury before he left? He's not been seen back at Celtic. I don't think that he's been back in Scotland. So that would then beg the question is, how severe is the injury? And will he need any length out the team? Just find it strange that not one reporter can find out the alleged team talking about Dyson Maeda. I think it must have been Bolton. I don't know. No managers coming in for Sevco, 12 points off the top. Sally McCoy will be back next week. I've not even been watching it. Hanover for Saturday night, yeah. Yeah, I've not even been looking at any of their stuff. I'm not interested. Kevin and Perry will be the new coaches at Sevco if they can find their way back from Ibiza. Anyway, T1 Doak can't cross a ball. He's no big miss to Celtic then, is he? Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans. I will be back tomorrow morning. Bolton? Why are you going to Bolton? Yeah, I'm Bolton now. I'm bolting to chill out because I'm having an early night. It's been pretty mad over the last couple of weeks. Anyway, thank God Celtic are back. It's a nightmare, isn't it? It's a complete nightmare, these international breaks. We covered everything? I think we have. There's nothing news coming out. There's nothing. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are. I'll see you tomorrow morning.